G'day guys, Peter here from Oz Commercial Sewing Machines. Today's video we're going to take a look at our new compound feed machine, the PS-2667. Let's get into it. Okay, I've given you a wider view now. Now, just as a brief overview quickly on what the features are. Now, it is a triple stepping motor, full compound feed, heavy duty machine with a 750 watt direct drive servo motor, electronic knee lift, and inbuilt bobbin winder. It's a really nice machine and it sews extremely well. Now, there is no pneumatic features on this machine, so we don't need a compressor. Everything is operated by full stepping motor operation. Now, the first one we'll go to is the one that's underneath. There is a stepping motor under the bed of the machine that controls the thread trimmer and the automatic foot lift, okay, with the knee lift there. Then we have another one built into the head which controls the alternating lift of the presser feet, so we don't have that big knob on top to adjust anything. It's all electronic. And we have the one down here which is for the stitch length. So there's 3 stepping motors controlling all the automatic features on this machine. It's a lovely quiet machine but very gutsy. Now, for those of you with a keen eye, you would have noticed the number the machine runs by, 2667. It is indeed a copy of the Adler 667 machine. Except the Adler machines all used pneumatics for their full automatic operation. This one doesn't. This is the latest and the pinnacle of technology with this full stepping motor operation as stated before. Now, we're just looking at the screen here. It's all divided up into its segments. So this is your condensed stitch. Okay, this is your start tack. This is your sewing field. This is your end tack, and this is your end condensed stitch. And each of these functions down here controls each of the different segments. So this whole segment across the top controls the condensed stitch. This whole segment across here controls your start tack. All of the features in here control your sewing field. This is your end tack, and this is your condensed stitch, end condensed stitch. Now we have, this is the sewing mode, which brings up this screen. This is a screen lock, so you can't do anything to the while that lock is in place. So you just touch it to unlock. You know it's unlocked when it brightens up. Okay, then we have all the parameter settings if you need to go in and change anything. So does have a password, but there you can see all of the functionality. Okay, so what we'll do here, we'll just show you basically what this is. So this one here, when you push a button, it'll tell you what it does. So the initial close stitch spacing, so this is your stitch length for the condensed stitch. You can go up in 0.1 of a millimeter. Okay, this is your which direction the condensed stitch is going to run, whether you want it to run backwards or whether you want it to run forward. At the moment, the clockwise is forward direction. Okay, this one here is the number of stitches in your condensed stitch. Generally, it has 2, or when you run it, it won't show anything at the moment because it's not turned on. We've got the condensed stitch running at the moment for 200 stitches a minute. Okay, you can adjust that to whatever you want. And this turns it on. So you saw that now. This has gone to number 2. So we have a setting of 2 stitches in the condensed stitch. Okay, and we don't have a stitch length, so it's going to put 2 stitches one on top of the other. That's a perfect locking stitch. And we'll just turn that one off. Next, we go into this sector. Okay, if you touch the screen here, we'll unlock it. Okay, you can see, there we go, the first part of the start tack. Another start tack, so that's the N tack. Then we go the W tack. And then you can turn it off. Okay, so this one brings up the start tack settings. There's a lot of information in there, 2 pages. Okay, this one here, we've got it set at 200 stitches a minute. This one here, we can do a pattern start tack. So you can set different stitch lengths and all sorts of other lovely things. We're not going to go into that right now, but that controls all that, which is the start tack. Now we go into the end tack. I'll leave the middle for now. So same thing again, we'll just touch. It's obviously a different color to match what's over here. So we got the start is finished, the end, we've got the one way, the N and the W tack. Same thing again, we've got the different settings. Okay, the stitches per minute, we've got that set for 200 as well. You can make that as fast as you like. And then you can do a pattern closing stitch as well. So you can make this a pattern if you so want to do that. So if we go in there, it'll bring that up, and then you can select your pattern stitch. It's already got it pre-programmed in there, but we'll just leave it off for now. Okay, then we go into the final condensed stitch. It's already on there, it shows there, but it's turned off because this is over to the left. So same thing again, we have the end close stitch spacing, so that's your stitch length. Okay, we've got it set to 0. This one's clockwise again, so it's just going to pile the stitches on top of each other. That's the number of, I think we've got that set to 2 as well, and the speed is 200 stitches a minute. So if we turn this on, it'll show us, yes, we've got two stitches in the close stitches. So we turn that back off again, and then we can go into the main stitching section. So that's this area in here. So if we go to this first section, that is your stitch length. And as you can see, this machine goes up to a 9mm stitch length, which is really quite a long stitch length. Okay, we've got the maximum speed set for 2200 stitches a minute. This is your one shot. Okay, so if you're doing something that like a tack, it will stay there all the time, and it won't operate unless it's pre-programmed into that particular stitch. We'll go into that up here. This is all this stuff up here. Okay, this one here, that's your alternating foot lift. Or these ones here. Okay, so these are, I mean, they should be in the green section and this orange section, but that is how many stitches in your start tack and your end tack. So if we put that on, that's how many times it's going to do it. So these ones here work for the start tack and the end tack. All of those, it'll do exactly the same. So now, if we go into that's the free sewing section, the fixed seam, okay? So what that does, you've got your start tack and your end tack is there. Now this E section is just how many stitches you're going to do. So that is a pre-counted stitch, and it's 12mm. That's 12 stitches there, so you can make it whatever you want. Okay, so if you know how long something needs to be sewn at what stitch length, okay, you set your stitch length, and then you can do how many stitches you want right there. And this E section between your two tacks is going to be 12 stitches. So then that's this the fixed stitch. Now if we go into multi-segment sewing, or multi-section sewing as they've got programmed there. Okay, same again, you've got your start tack and your end tack. You've got P1 to P15, I believe it is. Okay, so what you're going to do there, you've got your start tacks and your end tacks. If we go in there, you can set all your different sides. Okay, so at the moment we've got 12 stitches, 12 stitches, 12 stitches, 12 stitches as a box at 4mm stitch length each side. So you can change your stitch length on each side. So whatever you want. So if you're going to create a box tack, sometimes you need to go a little bit smaller on your stitch length, but you still want the same sides or different side stitch length as well. Different number of stitches, sorry, and the same stitches. Save all that. Okay, so that's what this is going to do. So the P1 to PF, that allows you however many sides you want at prescribed stitch length and prescribed stitch number. Now the pattern stitches, okay, so there's actually 8 built-in stitches for pattern sewing. All that does is just layers the different, it layers the thread, and it sometimes can do different length of stitches as well. So it just makes it a little bit more decorative. I can show you on a sample what that we've got. I'll show you that in a minute, of the different patterns that are in this machine. So if we go to there, you can pre-program your own, but we won't do that right now. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and that's how you select your stitches. So if we go into the W seam now, okay, so this is essentially what we call a bar tack. So what you do is you go in here, and this is how many times forward, how many stitches forward, how many stitches backwards, and how many times it's going to do that. At the moment we've got 3. So you can make that as many times as you like to go forwards and backwards. It depends on how much reinforcement you actually need. So it goes up to 99 times. I doubt you're going to lay up that much thread, but we generally use between 3 and 4 as a good strong lay down of thread. And we just save that, and that's basically the entire capabilities of this machine. And the reason that it can do all that with the pattern sewing and the W tacks is because of the stepping motor operation. Now it can also do that with the pneumatic operation, but it's a lot noisier, and yes, it probably is a lot less cooler. Well, actually the stepping motors are they don't run hot at all. They're actually quite a nice little stepping motor, these ones. I'll flip the machine up in a second and show you what we've got. Now here is the stitch sample that I've done with this machine. Now you can see there in the middle of the screen the different layers of patterns. There is the 8 of them are there, and so they can look quite decorative depending on the use you have for them. And that one there, they're running down my thumb there, is possibly one of the more effective ones for being able to hold a seam very well. That's layered about 3 times, I believe, backwards and forwards, so it's quite strong. There's the machine with the head tilted backwards. Sorry. Now this is the stepping motor that we were talking about. It is a big stepping motor. Now you can see here we've also got sealed oil with all the oil lines to take all the lubricating fluid throughout the head. It runs a standard M class bobbin, so it's a large bobbin with a horizontal axis hook over here. standard feature. Now there's the label, it's a Prosew PS-2667 with the serial number or the manufacturing number, either way. And I'll show you some of the other features. So we have a dual tension assembly here. Now this will allow you, it's not a dual needle, it's a single needle. So this will allow you to either run really thick thread and get really tight tension on them by running them through the both units, but running the type of thread that we use, which is M20 through this machine, we only use the one. Okay, so we've come through the pre-tensioner, but this will also allow you to use different size threads if you want to and run two different tensions. So if you're going to change your threads, you run through a different one each time you want to change the threads. It just saves you having to change your tensions all the time. So the threading is pretty simple. Now we've got a couple of buttons here. This is your reverse button. This is your needle up, needle down, or constant sewing. You can push that, and that is a preset stitch speed. And this one here is your lifting device. If you watch the foot, it'll raise when I push this button. So this gives it a little bit extra rise. So what I'll do is I'll just get it started and I'll run it for a few stitches. I'll put something under it so that we're not dragging the feet and show you what it does. It's got a lot of lift. You can see there, it's a lot of lift. So what we'll do is we'll put it down there. Okay, so stitch length, we'll make it short so I can show you without running off. We'll go to a 2.5. Okay, so what we have, okay, that's your normal foot alternating lift. If I push this, okay, you can see how much more lift we have on the feet, which gives us a good opportunity to get over high bumps. And if I just push this again, it levels back out to normal. Okay, this button here, you can go needle up, needle down. Okay, and this one here is reverse. You can see it kicking into reverse there. And then we just kick straight back into forward sewing, holding that button. I've let go of the button, so we're done. Now I'll heel back and do the cut. Done. And all that's fully automatic using stepping motors with no pneumatic systems at all. It's really a nice machine and great value for money for the price. We won't go into that because this is an international channel, but if you're in Australia, these machines will retail for $32.50, I believe it is, $3,250. Okay, up here, this little knob up the top is your pressure for your presser feet. That's your pressure regulator. Let's go have a look at the bobbin winder. This machine has a built-in bobbin winder, so it allows you to wind bobbins while you're sewing. All you do is just engage it, and as the bobbin fills up, this lever gets pushed down, and when the bobbin is full, it will disengage automatically and free spool. So your bobbin's full then, and you can take it off and install it whenever you need it. So that's the brief overview of our Prosew PS-2667 full compound feed heavy duty flatbed machine. Feel free to email us if you have any questions if you're in Australia. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and please subscribe and like this video, and we'll have more content coming soon. Thank you.